one of the big winners from Week 8 in the NFL.
How about Jordan Love going to face Aaron Rodgers, all the pressure, that conversation is being had, goes out and throws for just under 350, 3 tuds, super efficient, ton of yards after contact there for the Packers. They played really efficient football. If Love continues to progress this way, right, the kind of the sky is the limit here. So you got to like what he's doing, but in that pressure moment, I thought he really stood up and stood the test.
Graziano, give me a loser from Week 8.
It's got to be the Bengals. You have a 2-touchdown lead in the fourth quarter on the Jets, who have not won a game all year. You have to put that game in your pocket. Bengals win this game. They're 4-4 and a half game back of the reeling Pittsburgh Steelers with some hope that Joe Burrow's coming back in December. You would have loved to be in that position. Instead, the inexplicable, inexcusable loss to the Jets. They're not out of it, but they're going to wish they had that one back.
I agree. It's an absolutely terrible loss, maybe the worst loss of the season so far. J-Mac, give me a winner.
I got Jonathan Taylor. I was in the building that Jeff Saturday built.
Yes, sir.
The entire crowd was chanting MVP.
Yes.
This guy has been unbelievable this season. He is chasing LaDainian Tomlinson's touchdown record. And hey, the way he ran against the Tennessee Titans, if he could play them more, he would 100%
Yes, he
get
would.
that record.
He's on pace for 1,800 yards and 29 touchdowns. Rushing. Finally, Dominique, give me another loser this weekend.
Myles Garrett.
What?
Only 5? What are you doing? Like, I would say that Myles Garrett was incredible this weekend, and some of his best pass rushes didn't end up in sacks.
Yes.
But it is really sad to have such an incredible, greatest in the category of one of the greatest defenders of all time to never really ever play a meaningful game. So they lost this game inexplicably while he had 5 sacks and was unblockable the entire game by no number of people.
That's him on the sideline. He had 5 sacks and they got blown out.
We just go back and show those again. All those, he's doubled. He's literally doubled. Like, if you're an offensive line coach, if you're an offensive coordinator, you're like, let's double him, we'll lock him up. No, he swam, ripped, swim, does it all, gets home. It's insanity.
In the interest of, he was very upset after the game, and he was talking about, we're not going to, I don't have the time to play the sound because I really want to dive into the conversation. There are people who are asking the question, should we feel bad for Myles Garrett being on this look, Joe Thomas is in the Hall of Fame and is one of the great players ever and played his entire career in that same franchise and generally just on terrible teams.
Sundays at 1.
Myles Garrett,
Brutal. That's all you play. Sundays at 1.
Myles Garrett feels like
the house by 4:30, babe.
He's
That's
headed on
brutal.
that trajectory. Unless,
It's brutal.
Dan Graziano, talk to me.
What happened?
Myles Garrett,
I was listening to.
you were reading the contract.
Yeah. Look, I mean, he just signed in March, right?
I can't deal with this.
You would think that's right after you sign. It's tough to trade the contract, big signing bonus, dead money. Not that bad. Like they would not take an extra cap hit this year if they traded him. They'd have to eat $41 million in dead money
Myles Garrett
next year. That sounds like a lot, but it's half.
T-shirts, Graz. Let's free Myles Garrett.
Trade him.
Half of what the Broncos ate for Russell Wilson last year when they cut him.
Yeah.
Like teams do that.
Yeah.
You get a couple first-round picks. Now you have 4 next year.
Listen, I said this at the time. Myles Garrett re-signing in Cleveland was a lose-lose. It was a mistake for him, and it was a mistake for them. Yesterday was the perfect example. He had 5 sacks, and they still got blown out.
Look,
He should be their Herschel Walker.
He said, this is not about money. I want to win. I want to be traded.
Right.
He stayed dug in for almost a month. And then he took
they gave him the money.
Which is great. I mean, good for him.
Let me say this, though. Let me say this just real quick in his defense on this side of it. When Joe Flacco, that I guarantee you the bill of goods sold to him was, remember when Flacco was back here, remember what we did offensively, you're going to be the defensive side of it. They had different expectations, Stefanski and Flacco. So I get what you're saying now, but we're looking at this thing a little bit like hindsight's 2020 because he had seen what Flacco and Stefanski, and if the defensive side carries their weight, potentially you have a much better team. I just think that his vision of it looked differently.
I just hate that the foundation of this argument is that we force players to make some sort of choice between winning, or we make it so Myles Garrett can't be upset because they're losing because he got a big check.
Right.
He deserves all that money and probably deserves more than he's getting.
Yes,
I hate the idea that we're saying, like, oh, you can't complain, you can't be upset that you're losing because you signed back with this team. This defense is ridiculous. They're one of the best in football.
Yeah.
He's doing his part, and it's fair for him and any other player to have an expectation that the team is going to be competitive. It's not fair to say just because you took the check, you can't be mad.
Other thing to remember, when they signed him in March, they're still trying to get a stadium built. They need like a face of the franchise guy. They got that stadium deal now.
Yeah.
I guess it's coming.
Free him.
Trade him. It benefits them. They're going absolutely nowhere with him. So trade him, get a king's ransom, and start building from there. Okay, we are
so good.
Just getting started on this too. J-Mac, if I were to say the Denver Broncos are going to win the AFC West, do you believe it or not?
Ooh, Greeny, you kind of hit a no. I'm going not on this one. And I want to believe it. I really do. But did you watch the Kansas City Chiefs last night? They just look that good with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce looking like the old Travis Kelce. This Chiefs team, the way this offense looks, and Steve Spagnuolo still has the defense playing at an extremely high level. They are the team to beat in the AFC West.
I agree, although the Broncos are playing very well, but we have sneaky, potentially huge news on the Broncos. Dan Graziano, what is that?
Cornerback Patrick Surtain, the reigning defensive player of the year, suffers an injury in the game against the Cowboys that could keep him out a while. Adam Schefter reporting last night that he's expected to miss multiple games and could be a candidate for injured reserve, which would require him by rule to miss at least 4 games. And one of those is against the Chiefs.
Kansas City, they're third. They have 2 games, then a bye, then the Chiefs. So if he goes on IR, he would miss that game. Obviously enormous. Let's keep it rolling with Believe It or Not. Graziano, if someone were to say the Vikings made a mistake letting Sam Darnold go, do you believe it or not?
Not yet, but if things still look like they do in the Vikings quarterback situation a month or 2 from now, then I think it's time to believe it. Because look, J.J. McCarthy was the bet that the Vikings made. They not only let Sam Darnold go, they let Daniel Jones go, who they had in their building as well, because they believed J.J. McCarthy was ready to take the reins of a contending team and a roster that has spent more money, or a team that spent more money on this year's roster than any other in the league. J.J. McCarthy's under a lot of pressure the rest